Okay, so we move on to chapter 7. I close the book and I'm going to tell you. So 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, the nature of Krishna consciousness is described. As I told you, Krishna is full of all opulences, and we will see 4 kinds of fortunate people who become attached to Krishna, and then 4 kinds of unfortunate people who never take to Krishna consciousness, right? We have done Karma Yoga, we have done Jnana Yoga. Yesterday we did Dhyana Yoga, also Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, same. And today we are going to do Jnana Vijnana Yoga, that is knowledge of the absolute. Because in the last chapter we did, in the end, Krishna says, whoever is devoted to me is very, very dear to me. So now he's going to give the knowledge about that. So there are 2 types of knowledge. One is spiritual knowledge, one is material knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is permanent, material knowledge is temporary. Like, for example, if somebody is doing a PhD or he is a scholar and he dies, the knowledge with him dies, and the next life, if he has to take, he has to start from ABC all over again, right? And because that's a temporary knowledge, that's material knowledge. And if you get spiritual knowledge, that is Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and all, it's not going to diminish any much. Next life, wherever you have stopped, you will start from there itself. So that's higher knowledge that we are getting. But still, because of material desires, we surrender to devatas who give us temporary material benefits. They are temporary. They have temporary planets. So they will give temporary benedictions only. And we are also temporary. They are temporary. The planets are temporary. We are temporary. Whatever they give us temporary, but we still ask them. So where are they getting the powers from? Krishna. So best is to surrender to Krishna directly. So he's confirming in here in this chapter, from here 7 to 12 is the basis. This is the basis. This is the platform for Bhakti Yoga, 7 to 12. So he is the ultimate truth. He is the highest authority. He is the all-powerful, all present, omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscience. He's all-knowing, right? So let's see what he says in 7.1. Oh, before that, what is the name of Bhagavad Gita chapter 7?
Knowledge of the absolute.
The first one.
Very good, very good. Yes, yes, correct. Okay. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha, please raise your hands and you get turns one by one. Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashreyaha Asamshayam Samagram Mam Yathajnasasi Tachrunu. Yes, Muskan Mataji.
Now hear, O son of Pratha, Arjuna, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt.
So at the end of 6th chapter, what happened? He stated that Krishna consciousness is the highest. So now he's saying, Arjuna, Tachrunu, listen to me attentively. So there is no more greater than Krishna, right? So no one gets the privilege of hearing from him. You know, if we get that privilege, then we'll completely become Krishna consciousness. He is the perfect person. So if you are hearing from a perfect person, you will become perfect. So we should learn either from like Krishna himself or from a pure devotee of Krishna, right? So in Bhagavad Puranam, it was written that once we develop devotion, we are completely free from all these gunas, you know, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna, everything. We somehow, you know, what happens? Our mind stops running after these material things. It happens the moment we get this kind of devotion. And then we don't have this kind of greed, and these wants and greeds, they kind of reduce little bit. So these, the moment these contamination are removed, we will come in goodness, mode of goodness. And then we will get that energy from inside. Devotees keep asking, how? If we do chanting, we are completely surrendered to God, that energy will come from inside, somehow or the other, through devotion. And slowly we will come to know the Bhagavad Tattva, God element completely. How can we know Krishna in full, free from doubt? By reading Bhagavad Gita, by practicing yoga in full consciousness, by doing out duties.
By practicing yoga in full consciousness.
Yes, Mataji. So let's see Lord and his incarnations. Picture number 1. Who can tell me picture number 1? What avatar is that?
Nursing avatar.
First, number 1. Number
Matsya
1.
avatar. Matsya
Oh,
avatar.
okay.
Matsya avatar.
Matsya.
Number 2.
Kurma avatar.
Number 2 is
Kurma avatar.
Kurma avatar. Very good. Number 3.
Varaha.
Varaha avatar. Very nice. Number 4.
Narasimha.
Narsimha avatar. 5.
Vamana.
Vamana avatar. Very good. 6.
Parashurama.
Parshuram. Very nice. And 7.
Shri Rama.
Shri Ram. 8.
Balarama Krishna.
Shri Krishna.
Krishna. Very good. And 9.
Buddha.
And 10.
Kalki.
Not yet. He hasn't come, but yeah. So Lord and his incarnations. Yes, very nice. Let's move on. Ways to acquire knowledge. So ascending process means what? We want to learn everything on our own. Senses are imperfect. We have everything limited tendency. We make mistakes. We have cheating propensity. We have completely illusion. But we want to study on our own, go up like, science. Science is imperfect as it is based on humans. Humans are ones who are finding out everything. They also have their limitations. They are not all knowing, omnipresent, omniscience. No, they are not. So we try to go like, ascending process, but there are a lot of defects. So we should go by how? Descending process. So we must consult a perfect source for life decision. So let's see. In illusion, you see the mirror from this side, you will feel, oh, it's complete. But if you see from here, it's eaten. So this is illusion. We see something, we can't see everything. And we, of course, have cheating propensity. So we are imperfect because see, in the mirror, you see complete and you will not believe. You will say, no, apple is full. But this side person knows that no, apple has been eaten. It's not right. It's gone. But we are under illusion. So we will not believe only. Whatever we cannot see, we don't believe. Whatever we can see, we say that is the truth. So we are imperfect. So what we should do? Consult a perfect source. So science is imperfect as it is based on humans who have limitations. So we must have faith. So we must go descending process. We have to receive knowledge from the authority, from parampara. So we have to nurture back that faith. Krishna also says, right? So if you have to first, very dear to me who are doing devotional service, for that we need to have faith. For faith, we need to have that knowledge. And knowledge we need to get from a proper source. So we have to nurture that faith in scriptures that has been not being even used and it's eroded for centuries of abuse and exploitation, right? We believe the doctors who is doing a surgery, we have so much faith in him that he will do the right thing. We give our whole body to him, right? Whatever medicines he's prescribing, we have complete trust, we take it. We have so much faith in the bus driver that he is going to take me to that destination. We have so much faith even in the barber who's cutting my hair. We are not even bothered, oh, he might cut my skin, he might injure my hair, or he might, my skull, sorry, he might cut in a wrong fashion. We have faith. That faith has to be inculcated, and we have to have that faith in scriptures. We have to nurture it back in the scriptures. So that descending process is very important. We have to receive knowledge from the authority, from the parampara. Let's nurture back the faith in scriptures. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshamya sheshatah yajñatvaneha bhuyonyat yatavyam avashishyate. Yes, Kamlesh Prabhuji.
I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous, by knowing which there shall remain nothing further to be known.
So Krishna is wanting to explain, right, the knowledge, because Krishna is, of course, or Arjuna is, of course, Krishna's devotee, confidential devotee and friend. So what is jnana? Jnana is knowledge. How do we learn? We are applying. What do we apply? We apply our mind, we apply our senses, we apply our intellect, right? That's how you get knowledge. And what is vijnana? In contrast, vijnana means wisdom. How do we get It's the knowledge gained through spiritual practice. When we start practicing, you get the knowledge, but you're not applying it. Then what's the point? We go to chemistry lab, we apply our knowledge and we start testing. So that's how, that is Vijnana. You get the knowledge, theoretical knowledge, you are getting it, right? So after that, you have to practice it also. If you don't practice, then there's no point of gaining this knowledge. If I'm giving you, not I, Srila Prabhupada or Acharyas have given this knowledge, I'm just the postman telling you this, whatever is there. And if you take this and just leave it and not apply in your life, then there's no point. For example, like if you say, take a honey jar, it's a sealed jar. And you know that you have heard from somewhere, you got that knowledge that honey is the sweetest thing in this whole world. It's incomparable to anything, any other sweet. But unless you open the jar and taste it, you will not get that experiential realization of sweetness, right? That's Vijnana. We are getting the knowledge from Guru. Guru gives us Jnana. That's the theoretical knowledge of the scriptures. But if we don't do proper sadhana, if we do not practice it as per whatever knowledge we are getting, then what's the point? Because if we practice it, then it will purify our mind. Only then that wisdom or knowledge that we have got will be of some use. So in this verse, Lord Krishna is confirming to Arjuna that he will give the theoretical knowledge to him, right, regarding his divine personality, so that he can, that will illumine his mind proper, and whatever wisdom is required, he'll get that. So once the knowledge is acquired, he says there is nothing much for him to know. So in the next shloka, let's see, he talks about his spiritual perfection. So Muskan Mataji, please read.
Manusyanam sahrsho kashchidyati siddhyate yat tampi siddhanam kaschin veti tattvam. Out of many thousand among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
Yeah. So you look at the picture. What is happening in that picture? Who will tell me? So many people are running, right?
Yeah.
What is happening?
So lot of people are running. There are few which, are crossing them, moving ahead. There are a lot of people who are eventually getting tired. To the finish line, out of the million, one may reach, which could be perfect without any aches, without any problems.
Correct.
That's the perfection what it's referring.
Correct.
And maybe that one knows the Lord.
Correct, Prabhuji. Very nicely said. Many are running. Not everybody can reach the finish line. Very few reach the 1,000 start running. Maybe 100 are running towards the finish line. Out of that 100, maybe 5 are running ahead of that. And out of that 5, only one will reach the finish line. He will be the first one to reach, right? So Krishna is telling over here, and that, thousands of human beings are there. Out of that, only few endeavor for success. And out of that also, very few attain success or perfection. And out of that perfection also, there is only one who knows me completely. That's what Krishna is explaining in this, right? So now here, so far we have understood Krishna is the cause of all causes. We have heard from Brahma Samhita also. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradi Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. We have understood this. So it is very difficult for non-devotees to know him. They will never understand Krishna as like, Yashodanandan or Parthasarthi. Sometimes, even great deities get confused about Krishna, like Brahma Vimohan. Brahma got confused about him, right? So how can we understand him if great deities got confused? The reason is without bhakti, without devotion, it's not possible to know Krishna. And those who are practicing like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, they cannot know unless they add bhakti towards it. Unless and until there is bhakti, everything has to be with having bhakti. So he started this verse saying, one among the numerous humans know him. So Lord Krishna has stated this fact many, many times in Bhagavad Gita, so many times. In chapter 8 also he is going to say, Purusha Sapara Partha Bhaktya labhyasto anyaya, he says that whoever is who is greater than all, Lord who is greater than all can be attained by unalloyed devotion. So many are there. Even 11th chapter he says, Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya amevam vidhorjana. Said by only by undivided devotional service can I be understood. 18th chapter, even till last he is saying, Bhaktya mamabhijanati yavan asmi tattvataha. One can understand me as I am only by devotional service. So many times. What more proof do we want? So in next verse, he moves on to describe his material dimensions. Let's see. You can read the English part, Mataji.
Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego all together, these 8 comprise my separated material energies.
So in 7.4, he is talking about his material energies. There are 8, total 8. We know, right? The body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, and mind. Ether, right? 5. Plus we have 3 more, mind, intelligence, and false ego. So this body, this is matter. This is called matter, like this is body, right? It's part of God's energy, right? And then it is further divided into 8 forms. We know the body. So first 5, they are gross elements, right? With which the body is made. And mind, intelligence, and false ego, they are subtle. You cannot see them. Body you can see. So they are all called material energies. So in this verse, he is saying that they are simply parts of Maya, that is material energy. So he will not talk about his superior energy. This is the inferior one. He's talking, these are material energy. He'll talk about superior energy. Yes, please read the English translation.
Beside this inferior nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is a superior energy of mind, which are all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining the universe.
Yeah. So now he is talking about, he explains this, apart from the inferior nature that he already spoke just now, the 8 ones, he is saying that these 8-fold Prakriti, the material energy, he says it is inferior. There is far more superior energy. What is that? This energy is completely transcendental as compared to the lifeless matter. That is spiritual energy, Jiva Shakti, right? It includes all the living souls of the world. They're all Jiva Shaktis. They're all spiritual. So what do we come to understand? There are 3 entities. Matter, which is perishable, which will be gone. Soul cannot be gone. It cannot be cut. It cannot be nayanam chindanti shastrani. It cannot be damaged at all. It's imperishable. And God, who is the controller of both the matter and the soul. So if we meditate upon God and unite with him, we will render devotional service to him. The soul will become free from this illusion, Maya. So we have to understand the takeaway from this shloka is we have come from Krishna. So we must follow Krishna, right? Like small babies follow their mother. We are like small babies, follow Krishna all the time. Because he is such Chit Ananda. Yes, please read the English translation, Mata.
Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both its origin and dissolution.
Yes, you can see the picture. So many universes are coming out of it. Our Earth planet is just one out of so many. Like if there's somebody, some Acharya has said that if you put that mustard seeds in a bottle, big bottle, and take out, so many comes out, right? That kind of universes we have. We don't even know the number. So everything exists like that. God's 2 energies are there. Jiva Shakti, the soul, and the Maya is there. So in this material realm, all life, what we see, it's a combination of both matter element and the soul, right? Body itself is lifeless if there is no soul, and soul needs a body. Body also needs a soul. Soul needs a body, right? And if the body is there, soul is not there, body is lying there, lifeless. So soul needs a carrier. So soul goes inside the body and then it starts going around. So both will come together, then it will form into a living being. This much we have understood, that soul has to go inside a lifeless body to be a living being. So material body is developed because spirit soul is present with it. What is a symptom? How do you know? Okay, spirit soul is there. How do I know, Mataji? No. We come to understand that A small child is gradually growing to be a boy, boy becomes a man becomes old, like that. So because there is a superior energy, something is there. If you remove the soul out of the body, will the body grow? No. So that is a symptom. Spirit soul is present, that means. So we, all living entities, we may build big skyscrapers, factories, even big city also. But we cannot be a cause of a big universe. We cannot do that. So there is somebody who is doing it, right? We have to start questioning who is doing it. Who is the cause of this big universe? Humans cannot do. There has to be a bigger soul, right? And or the super soul. Krishna, the supreme, he is the cause of both big and small souls. So here you see. Read the next one, Mataji.
O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me, as pearls are strung on a thread.
He's very nicely saying, I'm the creator, I am the maintainer, I am the annihilator, I'm the destroyer. How? Like the beads that you can see in the picture. The beads are strung in the thread. Nice analogy. It can move in its place. Like, okay, I can show you the mala, the mala that we chant on, right? Okay, this mala we have, and we are chanting. Suppose there is a, how is the mala made? With what? What is there? How is it strung? With a
By a thread.
There is a thread or a wire, right, Prabhuji? Either a thread has to be there or a wire. In
Yes,
this
yes,
my
yes,
bead,
Mataji.
there is a thread. So that is why the whole bead is like this. Suppose I cannot see the thread. Does it mean that the thread is not there?
No,
I cannot see the thread. I can see only beads. So does that mean that there is no thread inside?
Mataji, if they are all joined, then definitely there is a thread inside.
Yeah, there has to be a thread, right? Very nice. So, but this bead, Prabhuji, it can move in its place. It is able to move, but it cannot get out of the whole string. But it can move in its
Yes,
place.
Mataji.
Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. So similarly, God has given individual souls the freedom, the free will. It can move in its place. We can act as I wish. Always we have a choice to do good or a bad. Always we get that choice. We have that free will to act. But overall, the whole existence is bound to him. We are completely bound to him. Laws of nature are very strict. We do something wrong, we have to face that karma. So we are completely bound to him. But as you see, the bead is moving in its place. Similarly, we have got the free will, right? So somebody is holding that beads, right? What is that somebody holding? It's a thread. Now, even though we cannot see the thread, but thread is there. Otherwise, if the thread is not there, all the beads will fall off or separate, right? Same way, someone is holding this universe. Someone is doing it. Someone is making the sun to rise, the moon to rise, the sun to set, the moon to set, keeping all the planets in its place. Someone has to do. Who is doing it? There is somebody greater who is doing it. That we have to understand. It's not happening automatically. Oh, everything is happening. Somebody has to do everything, right? My house is clean today. It cannot get cleaned on its own. Somebody has to come and clean it, right? Similarly, there is someone greater who's doing those greater things. Human beings can't do that. I can't make the sun to rise. Scientists cannot make the sun to rise. But even though someone greater is doing it, we cannot see him. Like we cannot see the thread behind the beads. Why? Because we don't have the quality of to see. We don't have that vision. If the thread is broken, the beads will scatter. Same way, if Krishna is not there, then everything will scatter. Just because we cannot see him doesn't mean that he is not there. It's only we cannot see him. For example, like if it's a cloudy day, can we see the sun? Prabhuji, can we see the sun? Cloudy day.
No, Mataji. No, Mataji.
No, we cannot. But does that mean that the sun is not there?
No.
no.
Sun
It's
is
there.
there.
It's hidden by the clouds. Yeah.
Exactly. Just because it's a cloudy day, we cannot see the sun, doesn't mean sun is not there. So sun is there. Same way Krishna is there. If we want to see Krishna, we need to have love for Krishna. We need to have those pure, unalloyed devotion for Krishna. Like, for lack of example, the topmost person in your office, factory, wherever, it might be a CEO, or university, maybe a dean or somebody, right? Is there anybody superior or equal to him in that office or in that uni? No. Similarly, is there anyone superior or equal to Krishna? No. So what we have to understand and take away from here is we have to improve our vision by hearing. We cannot see. We have imperfect eyes. We don't have divine eyes. So we should start hearing to see the unseen. What is all this? Listen, Shravanam. So let's not try to see God. Like, you know, when you go to the temple, devotees keep pushing. They want to go, they want to see that God. Why do you are trying to see the God? Work in a way that God should see you. If you see God, nothing is going to happen. You have seen the God, okay, then what? Nothing is going to. You want God's eyes to look at you, right? You want God to see you. Even if you see God, nothing is going to happen. If God sees you, you'll get mercy. So work in a way that God sees you. Don't try to see God. I want to see God. I want to see. I got a second to see the God. They were pushing me. I couldn't see. God has to look at you. If God, even if you pushed everybody and you went ahead and God did not see you, what's the point? God is looking at somebody who's standing behind, very piously devoted and chanting, and God says, oh, I can hear some chanting at the back. Where is that? Where is that devotee? And he will be looking somewhere at the back at that devotee who is completely calm, peaceful and chanting. And he may not even look at that devotee who has pushed everybody and gone to see God. He has seen God. God didn't see him. But we need to make sure that God sees us. Yes? So we want that God should see us. That's what we have to see, better than pushing your way. So we have to work in devotion. So Lord may want to see, who is this devotee? Okay, please read, Matas. English.
O son of Prithvi, Arjuna, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man.
So in previous verse, Lord Krishna said, I am the origin, I am the sustainer, I am the basis of all the world, right? Like a beads in a thread, strung in a thread. Now he's explaining further. He says, you know, I am the taste of water. Like, anybody knows any mantra with Om, which starts with Om? Any mantra with Om?
It's Gayatri Mantra also.
Yeah.
Om
Om Bhurvasva, then?
Tatsavidur Varneniyam.
Yeah, any other
Bhargo
Om
Dev.
mantra which starts with Om?
Om Namo Shivaya.
Om
Om Namah Shivaya, then?
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya, yes.
Vasudevaya.
And Om Gan Ganpataye Namaha.
Yes,
Then
yeah.
many are there with O, which starts with Om, right? So many. Any other?
Om Asatoma Sadgamaya.
Yeah.
Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya.
Yeah, there are so many, right? So why there is no Om in Hare Krishna? Because Krishna is Om. He's saying over here. He says, Pranava Sarva Vedeshu Shabdakke Paurusham Nishu, the syllable Om in Vedic mantra. I am the syllable Om in Vedic mantra. If he himself is Om, then there is no need for to have Om Hare Krishna, Om Hare Krishna, Krishna. No need, because Krishna is Om. He's already there in Hare Krishna, that too 4 times. That is why no rules for chanting Hare Krishna. Because if you put Om in any mantra, you have to follow many niyamas, many rules that we need to follow. We have to take bath, we have to follow the niyamas, right? So that is why Hare Krishna is allowed. We are allowed to do any time of the day. Om mantra, when we have to do, it has to be properly, the rules have to be followed properly. Now he says, I am the taste of water. Otherwise, normally water is odorless, colorless, tasteless. That's what we have learned. But in spiritual sense, that's not, it has a taste. Like, for example, if I put some food in my mouth, on my tongue, and I don't swallow it, the saliva doesn't touch it, the water of the mouth, the saliva, it doesn't touch it, then I won't even get the taste of that food. Unless and until the saliva touches the food, I won't get the taste. That's the importance of the saliva, the water. So who can separate the taste of water from water? So Lord Krishna says, I'm the taste in water also. Whenever you are coming from outside and you're thirsty, if I offer you maybe Coke or something, or maybe some fruit juice, you will say, no, 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 this is not going to quench my thirst. Please give me a nice glass of water. Then later on, you can offer me whatever you want, right? So he says, I am the sun, I am the moon, everything. We see Krishna everywhere. So when tomorrow, when you see Krishna, sun, remember Krishna. When you are drinking water, remember Krishna. When you see the moon, remember Krishna. So when you are hearing some Om, think that is Krishna. Everything is Krishna. So he is so much. He says he is the taste of water. He is the light of sun and moon. He is the Om in Vedic mantras. He is the sound in ether, ability in man, fragrance in earth, heat, fire, life of all that lives, penance of all ascetics. He is everything basically. Original seed, Aham Bija Pradapita. He is the father of all the living entities. He is the intelligence of the intelligence. Which sometimes we start thinking, why some people are more intelligent than others? Because he is giving that brilliance to them. He is giving that. It's all because of God's grace. It's up to him who bestows the grace upon. Like I keep telling, I get this internet and this iOS and everything, or Apple phone that I use over here, everything. God, because of Steve Jobs' brain. So I'm able to use everything and putting it to very good use towards Krishna consciousness. That is the greatness. Even the Windows that I'm using on the laptop, I'm not using Apple Mac. I'm using Windows. That's because of Bill Gates. Because of such people, we are able to use this easily. It's all because of God's plan. God develops one such person's intellect in such a way, so that he can save us from chaos. He will make us, many, many examples are there. He is the serene in people. He is the strength in people, prowess in all powerful men. He is the sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. Means you can't just have sex any time of the day. So you have to get married, have proper rules and regulations, proper follow the scriptural injections, not for pleasure. If it's pleasure, then it's beastly, animalistic, nothing else. So after describing all this material energy, Krishna says, it's very difficult to overcome Maya. But what he says, Daivi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame Vaye Prapadyante Maya Me Tam Tarantite.
This divine energy of mine, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
Beautiful verse. Because suppose you are like in the picture, if you are drowning there and you are looking around for help and you see somebody coming and trying to save you, maybe the rescue team has come to save you. They're throwing a rope or maybe a helicopter or maybe some diver is coming to dive inside and save you. How would you feel? You'll feel so relieved, right? Oh my God, I got saved. I have escaped the bad time. Same way, if Krishna is with us, we can cross this material ocean very easily, material world. It's very difficult otherwise to cross. But if we have that love and we have that devotion towards Krishna, he will take care of it. We may get a doubt. What is that? Is it impossible to cross? Is it impossible to overcome this Maya? Can we never do that? Second line is the answer to this one. Mame vaye prapadyante maya me tam tarantite. He says that who surrender themselves to me, then by my grace, they will cross. So next question will come. If it is so easy to defeat Maya, then why is it that most of us fail? Right? Lord Krishna will tell in next verse how the human mind is made up of Maya. So let's see. So please read the English one.
those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and whose partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me.
Why do we fail? Lord Krishna is saying, because there are four categories of people who do not surrender to me. Who is that? Mudha. Mudha means foolish. They're hardworking beasts of burden, like, and they just want to enjoy, just working, enjoying. They have nothing to do with the Supreme, right? Like an ass. It's working. That's it. Foolish, completely foolish. He doesn't know for whom he is working also. The second one is like Naradhama, lowest of mankind. Nara means human and Adhama means lower. So they don't even they have that knowledge and awareness of what they need to do. But what happens? They're lazy. They have that lower Adhama nature, lower nature. So they do not want to take even the initiative to surrender. It's a big pitfall. Like there was a story of Jagai Madai. Once, when they chanting the name of Krishna, Nityananda Prabhu was there during Chaitanya Prabhu's time. Nityananda Prabhu was attacked by these two drunkards, Jagai and Madai. They were completely drunk. So Madai threw, an earthen pot on the head of, towards the head of Nityananda Prabhu, and they got a nice cut over here. And Lord Nityanand said, shall I stop giving you love? Just because you have hit me with that earthen pot? Do you think so? But as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know that it has been, they have hurt him, he got extremely angry. He wanted to kill those with his divine chakra. But Nityananda Prabhu begged him, please forgive them. They know not. They are Naradhamas. They don't know at all. So that's how they are. Then their third one is deluded intellects, not demonic nature, but deluded intellects. They're so proud of their knowledge that they have no faith in the scriptures, like scientists, philosophers. They say, no, this is all humbug. Nothing is there. They don't surrender to God. They say this is all illusion. Poets, scientists, philosophers, oh, prove it. You want to say there is God? Okay, prove it. So tell who's making this all planet stay. They don't have answers to all this. But their illusionary allergy that misguides them. So they disobey the Supreme Lord. Then is demonic nature, of course. They are completely unaware. They know there is God, but he has his purpose for the world, but he's still working against him. That's demonic nature. They do not like God. They do not want to hear his glories. They are far from devotion. And they want to try whoever is on the path of spirituality, right? Hiranyakashipu, Ravan, they all were demonic in nature. Hiranyakashipu wanted everybody to, pray to him. I'm the God, worship me. When Prahlad Maharaj wanted to worship Narsimha Dev, no, he didn't like it. So that's how is demonic nature. So these four people do not surrender. So let's revise who are the four people. Mudha. Okay. Then Naradhama, Mayayapa Hritagnyana, deluded speculators like scientists and all. Asurim, demonic nature. So if we do not have time for spirituality, then that means that we are we are busier than God. If we cannot do devotional service, then definitely we are busier than God. God is so very busy, but we are busier than God intended us to be, right? So we have to start introspecting. Which mode are we in, divine or demonic? Okay. Who are the four kinds of men who do not surrender to Krishna?
Option
C.
C.
Yes,
C.
C. Very good. Okay. Who accepts Krishna? Mataji, please read.
O best among the Bharatas, Arjuna, four kind of pious men render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute.
Till now, he told 4 people who do not surrender. Now he's telling 4 pious people who want to surrender. So, who takes refuge? Artho jignyasurartharti jnani cha bharatarshaba. So, arth means somebody, who's having a lot of miseries in life. We always have pot of, so we have a pot and pot is full of overflowing with miseries. So we are not able to cope up. Then we decide to take shelter of God. God, please help me. I've got so many miseries. So he is arth. He wants to ask God something. Like apt example can be Draupadi in Mahabharata. She had surrendered to Lord Krishna when she was helpless, when Duryodhana and Dushashan were dishonoring her in the court. Next is Jignasu. Jignasu is knowledge seekers. They're inquisitive. So they are eager to advance in the process of hearing. There are some people who have heard about the opulences of God and spiritual realm. They are more curious to know all about God. They try to seek him through knowledge. So when Maharaj Parikshit, Abhimanyu's son, was inquiring from Shukadev Goswami, there were many other great rishis. They were all curious. They all wanted to know about God. So they were all sitting very nicely, listening and eager to listen here. So next is Artharthi. They want material worldly positions. So they're very clear about what they want. I will 11 coconuts. I'll break that in the temple. God, I want this. If I get this, I will do this for you. He's having business deal. Even King Dhruva initially, he wanted, he felt neglected by his father, King Uttanpada. So he was very disheartened. So he went into the forest to do the penance to please God. He wanted to become more powerful than his father initially. But then when his devotion grew, he realized that God is he's a priceless jewel of divine love. And then what he was actually looking for was a glass, but he is a jewel. So who would want, would you want a jewel, or you would want just a simple glass? So when he realized that, he immediately, he said, I completely bow down in devotion, selfless, pure love. And then the last one is Jnani. Jnani means those who are situated in knowledge. So lastly, those souls who have understood the truth, they have understood, they've got the knowledge, they've got everything. They are the tiny parts of God. They have got all this understanding. Such people engage in devotion with the intent that it is their eternal duty to love and serve God. Such, Lord Krishna calls them fourth kind of devotees, like the great sages, whoever rishis, munis who are in Himalayas, and they're always, anxious to do good for the people. All the yogis over here, such sages headed by Shaunaka Muni was there. They all assembled at holy place of Naimisharanya. They are performing yajnas for the overall good of humanity. They are jnanis. So 4 types of people who accept Krishna. Artha, the distressed, who is in distress. Artharthi, who wants some wealth. Jignasu, who is very curious. And Jnani, who is searching for knowledge of the absolute. So takeaway is what? Whether you have desire, you have no desire, always worship Krishna. So which of these men go to Krishna to render service?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah, all of them. Okay. If we get overcome by material desires and want to surrender to demigods, what do we do normally? We follow the rules and regulations of worshipping that particular demigod, right? If we want to please a Ganesh Bhagwan, we will do all Ganesh pujas. If we want to please our Lakshmi Mata, we'll do all Lakshmi Mata's rules and regulations. Ye part, wo part. Sai Baba, you will do all Sai Baba, or some other deity. You will start doing rules and regulations of that particular demigod, right? Okay, let's see this first picture. Who is that? Gajendra Moksha that I had explained. Remember the elephant story that I had told you? Indradyumna. Second one? Draupadi. Third one? Third one is, who is the third one? Anybody can remember that?
Yeah, Krishna's birth.
Sukadev Goswami, in the womb of his mom, his mother, Vatika, the Vedavyasa Muni's wife, inquisitive. Fourth one? Parikshit Maharaj, he is asking.
Parikshit
this
Maharaj.
Jigyasu is asking. Then fifth one, Dhruv Maharaj. Yes, yes. Sixth one,
Lord Rama and
Sugriva. Yeah, Sugriva. He is distressed. He was very sad. And the last one is sages in Nemasharanya. They are all Gyanis sitting together. They are all Gyanis. Okay. Please read, Mataji.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
Yeah. So he's declaring in this verse that Jnani spends so many lifetimes. He's trying to cultivate knowledge. So many lifetimes you take. Only when his jnana matures, then he finally surrenders to God. So many lifetimes you have to take. So in fact, it is a true knowledge that leads to devotion. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Samahatma Sudurlabha. Vasudeva Sarvamiti means he is the cause of all causes. Like I always give this example of a person walking on the beach. Whenever I get this, he's the cause of all causes. Whenever I get that from knowledge, how love is developed. Unless and until you don't have the knowledge, you don't value. So best example that I always give is a person walking on the beach and he's finding some ring. So he's stepping on a gold ring. He thinks it's an artificial jewelry. So he keeps it in his pocket. He thinks, okay, maybe some 20 rupees worth it. It looks like some old ring. So he keeps it in and he forgets about it. Then after a few days, he remembers it. He shows it to a friend who happens to be a goldsmith. So he checks and he says, oh, no, this is pure gold and it's worth around 25,000 rupees. Man is thrilled. Now he's got that knowledge that, oh, wow, I've got something more precious. And he's starting, he wears it every day. Few days passes by, his uncle visits him and he's a jeweler and he will look at the ring and, oh, wow, do you know the stone in this ring? It's precious diamond. Where did you get this? It costs at least 1.5 lakh rupees. The man is overwhelmed. He is so thrilled. He cannot believe what his uncle just said. Uncle said, oh, I think you don't believe me. If not, I'm willing to pay you at least 1,40,000 if you can give me. Now he's elated. Wow, after getting this knowledge. So it's like he has won a lottery or something. So now he loves that diamond-studded gold much more than before. First he thought artificial, put it in the pocket. Then he saw gold. Oh, wow. Then now he came to know it's diamond and much more valuable. Oh, he's looking at it every day. So now he knows the real value. So what example, what does it make us understand? It makes the direct understanding that there is a direct relationship between knowledge and love. Till the time he did not know the value of the ring, he did not have value it. The moment he understood the knowledge, he got that knowledge about the ring, he started valuing. He started loving it like anything. So Lord Krishna says, same, Jnanis, they have got the knowledge, and when they get complete knowledge about Lord Krishna, when they get true knowledge, and their true knowledge matures into true wisdom, and they surrender to Lord, then they get the Lord. But anyway, nevertheless, Lord says that such noble souls are very rare. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha, very rare, such noble souls. What is the meaning of Vasudeva Sarvam Iti? Quick.
Lord Krishna
Is the
The
first
cause
one.
of, sorry? Is the
Lord
cause
Krishna
of
is all prevalent.
causes. Yes.
All
Yes,
causes, yeah.
yes.
Okay.
B.
Yeah, Mataji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, yeah.
Please, yes, Hare Krishna. Please read. Rupa Mataji, you have raised your hand. Read the English translation. Those whose minds are, you have to unmute.
Those whose minds are disordered by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. I am in everyone's heart as the super soul. As soon as one desires to worship the demigods, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to some particular deity. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
So now what did Lord Krishna say over here? People worship devatas. As whatever for their material gains. Now, our president or a prime minister is appointing so many ministers, right? He had different departments, different ministers. Ministers also are given some power. They have local power. They can do some favor to us. I can go to the ministry and I can take a favor. That whatever within his jurisdiction, he can help me, but not beyond that. Ultimate power rests with the prime minister, right? Similarly, Lord Krishna, he also appoints devatas, the celestial gods, to occupy different positions in the working of God's creation. It's his management. And they are deriving their power from God. They are not independent of him. They can bestow the devotees only material things, whatever is under because they are also temporary. So they can only give us temporary stuff. They cannot give us permanent stuff. So they cannot liberate. They cannot give us liberation from any bondage of Maya or cycle of birth or death, because they themselves are not liberated from this cycle. Only God alone has the power to do so. So the devatas are souls like us. They have attained those positions because they have done pious credits, results from previous janmas. Once their pious deeds will be over, deplete, suppose for some reason, they will have to come down to the earth. Some other Indra will go and take that place. Some other Brahma will take that place. They are all temporary positions. The positions are always there. People change. So the celestial gods or devatas, they are also perishable. So God alone is eternal. So when he says that I find people worshipping these devatas, they want this material benefit, that material benefit, says, okay, I will steady their devotion. And then Lord Krishna mentions this, those who are having true knowledge, who are in true knowledge, they engage in the highest and the most beneficial kind of Shraddha, that is to worship Supreme Lord. So we may ask, like, why Lord creates faith in people towards devatas? Don't create faith in devatas, right? Is it not inappropriate? Why should he do that? It's like, small toddlers, if they're playing with some toys. So when they're playing with the toys, they talk to the toys. They're talking in their own language to the toys. They are making them sleep. They're making them brush their teeth. They're combing their hair with so much of love and affection. And we see them doing that, right? But we don't stop them. And we know that it's just child's innocence he's doing. But we encourage them to play like that because it develops the qualities of love and care and affection in them. These qualities, they help children to become socially responsible when they grow up. Similarly, our eternal parent is Aham Bija Pradapita, Krishna. He is aware of our ignorance. So when he sees that we souls are praying to Devi Devatas for material gains, he helps us. Okay, continue. I will steady your faith. Do that. He's aware. He's aware. Devatas are getting power from God only. He's aware that this is happening. Okay, when you get the true knowledge that Supreme Lord is the ultimate, then you will come and surrender, which will take lifetimes and lifetimes. Why does Krishna know all our desires? Because he is the super soul. Sorry?
Everyone's heart.
He is the super soul living in everyone's heart. So he knows everything he is inside us. Once he is inside us, he will know everything, right? Paramatma knows everything. So why devotional service to the Supreme Lord and worship of a demigod cannot be on the same platform? Why can it not be on the same platform? Because?
Option A.
Yeah, because demigod worship is material. Devotional service to the Lord is spiritual. Yes, true. So let's see. Please read, Mataji. Quickly.
Endowed with such a faith, he seeks favors of a particular demigod and obtains his desires. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet.
This is very straightforward, right? Krishna says in this verse, Devata do not have the capacity to fulfill material desires. So the less intelligent people, they are under the understanding that we have obtained the material objects by pleasing the Devatas, but it's not true. God is facilitating everything. Lord Krishna is explaining to Arjuna that spiritual principle is Whatever you will aim for, you will get that only. If you worship Devatas, you will go to the planet of Devatas. So after death, if you worship Krishna, you will come to Golok Vrindavan, which is permanent. You want to go to a temporary hotel or you want to go to your home, back to Godhead. So now question comes up, when reaching God is the ultimate destination, why does God steady our devotion when we are worshipping Devatas? So like if you have a kid, for example, Rupa Mataji, Srinidhi Mataji, you have a kid?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So when your kids join primary class, primary school, do they stay there forever? Or they are promoted to the next grade?
Promoted.
So even though primary school is necessary, the students have to outgrow that and keep moving higher and higher in different classes, right? So similarly, if we worship Devatas, that's the primary level. We need to outgrow that and move towards Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not for primary school students. It's for devotees who are seeking the higher purpose in life. So the Devatas, whatever they will give is perishable. So whatever Devatas themselves are perishable. So whatever fruit they will give us, that's also perishable. But God is imperishable. So He's everlasting. So those who worship eternal form of God, upon death, He will attain His abode and they will stay there forever. When
But
we want to
Mataji,
worship
does
a demigod, what does Krishna do? What does Krishna do?
D?
Very good. He gives us faith to worship the
Mataji,
deity.
Mataji,
Yes.
I have a question here.
We will do
like
it
you are
after the
saying,
class. Is it okay? Because we'll finish it quickly. Questions will
I'm
take after
flying,
the class,
so
Mataji. Is that okay? Can you
yeah,
read the translation, Mataji, Rupa Mataji?
I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my eternal creative potency, Yoga Maya. And so, the deluded world knows me not, who am unborn and infallible. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all the living entities, but me, no one knows.
So Lord Krishna has mentioned two of his divine energies before. Now he's telling me that foolish people, foolish and unintelligent people, they cannot see me at all. Because for them, there is a curtain. That curtain is my Yoga Maya, my internal potency. They cannot see me. They will not understand anything. So that Yoga Maya is their superior energy. Even in the present, if you're fortunate even to see the Lord in personal form, we cannot recognize him. If Lord really comes to us also, we will not recognize. We don't have that eligibility, right? So in 7.26, what is he saying? He knows, knowing what is happening what happened in the past, what is happening in the present, and what is going to happen. He remembers. He has kept all the records of whatever we have done, even the thought also, right? So from God knows infinite lifetimes, he has recorded everything and kept. To whom does Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, reveal himself as reservoir of all pleasure? To whom does he reveal? Who can see him?
C or B?
B, yes. Only for his devotees. Yes. True. So next one, please read the translation. Srinidhi Mataji.
O scion of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arisen from desire and hate.
Srila Prabhupada nicely explains our real position is to be the servitors of the Lord, because he is Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So when we move away from that knowledge, we become controlled by Maya, right? Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna because of two things. What is that? Duality, desire and hate. When we get into that duality of desire and hate, ignorant person wants to become one with Supreme Lord. He starts envying Krishna. That's not going to happen, right? That's problem. So pure devotees, they are completely away from all this. They can understand Lord Krishna and his internal potencies, not the ones who are ignorant. Why? We are covered with Two things. What is that? Ichha, that is desire, and dvesha, that is hatred. So that is why we will not be able to understand Lord. Yes, please read the translation.
Those who know me as the Supreme Lord, as the governing principle of the material manifestation, who know me as the one underlying all the demigods and as the one sustaining all sacrifices, can, with steadfast mind, understand and know me even at the time of death.
Yeah, very nicely said. How can we remember God even at the time of death? Death is a very, very painful journey. It is so difficult to remember anything in that state. We will be full of wires, oxygen, this, that, injections going on. Half the time, nothing is working. So how to remember? Answer is given in this shloka, that we have to continuously prayanakale pichamam te viduryukta chetasaha. So continuously with steadfast mind, we have to constantly think of Krishna. Krishna says those enlightened beings who are ever filled with devotion. That is why, see, if you have to write the exam, if you study 1 hour before, can you write the exam? No, you won't get good marks. You won't get good grades. You will end up maybe getting 40 out of 100 or 50 out of 100. But if you have been practicing throughout the whole term, you will do excellent. You will get distinction. That's what Krishna is saying, that who are always practicing with continuous, with steadfast mind and ever filled with devotion, their mind, their intellect, all surrendered. They're already in that stage. So naturally, they'll be promoted to Goloka Vrindavan, right? So 7th chapter actually particularly explains how one can become completely Krishna consciousness person. So the takeaway from this lesson is like, we should forget the past. Begin wherever you are right now. It's never too late to start a spiritual journey, and let's go back home, back to Godhead. So with this, we can complete 7th chapter. We have to hear not ascending process. We can't understand ourselves. We have to understand from a guru, bona fide parampara. Then we learned about Krishna's energy. He is the essence of everything. He is in Om. He is the taste of water and everything. He is all powerful. Then some accept, some reject Krishna. So who rejects Krishna? Who are foolish, who are Naradhama, lowest of the mankind, deluded speculators, Maya, and then professed atheists who are demonic in nature. Then who accepts? Distressed, desirer of wealth, artharthi, inquisitive, and one who is searching for absolute truth. Then demigod worship. Why people do demigod worship? Because they have a lot of desires and they are less intelligent. What is the result of doing demigod worship? They get limited and temporary results. They go to the planets of demigod. So what is who can be a devotee? Who has already got pious credits from previous births. He has not done any sins, and devotional services he is doing with determination. So we have read about glories of knowledge about Krishna, knowledge of Krishna's energies, surrendering unto Krishna, demigod worship, impersonalism, from delusion to devotion. So tomorrow he is going to talk about Adi Bhuta, Adi Deva, and Adi Yajna in the next chapter. So Vancha Kalpataruphyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Let's all do Hare Krishna together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.